Hello, this is Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel and click on that bell notification so you can get more videos like this. So today I'm talking about the final niyama, the fifth niyama in our series of yamas and niyamas, which is Ishvarapranidhana, surrender to the divine, surrender to something greater than ourselves. And this has been an exciting kind of time for me to dive deep into the yamas and niyamas this year, particularly as we're in COVID. And so as we arrive at this final niyama, this final inner observance, right? Um, I want us to just maybe reflect back on how we've let go and let God. I'm sure some of you have heard of that saying. Sometimes you just have to let go and let God. But what does that really mean? And what does surrendering to divinity, the divine, the creator, something greater than yourself really mean? And so I'm going to talk about that a little today. This niyama assumes that there's something greater at work for us. And so therefore it asks, requires us to surrender our ego and open our hearts. So really focusing on this heart chakra, anahata chakra, opening that up, surrendering the ego. How can we let that go? Through this surrender, we can step into our higher purpose, passion, our sovereignty. And we can, through the previous four niyamas, we can release and allow our souls to have their full experience, right? So the niyamas that call us in, svadhyaya, tapas, those are my favorite ones. Santosha is actually my favorite one, which is contentment, acceptance, right? Really allowing ourselves to go in, really allowing ourselves to have the full experience. So often we feel this experience, this surrendering, this exhaling, this letting go in Shavasana. So if you've taken an asana class or posture class, yoga class, at the end of that class is Shavasana. And if you have been blessed, that Shavasana was longer than 30 seconds. It was enough time to allow that meditative posture, pranayama, breath, movement, move the energy in the body so that when you come into corpse pose or Shavasana, you're able to fully surrender to the experience. And so often many people have emotional experiences. They cry during Shavasana, they fall asleep during Shavasana. There's things that are happening in the body during that time. It's a very important end to a class and part of yoga. So it's that kind of sensation, that kind of feeling. It asks us, Ishvarapranidhana asks us to stop the clinging, the fighting, the judging, the holding on. This surrendering creates space for acceptance, for grace, and for living with integrity and authenticity. If you surrender, you're letting go of that ego, right? And if you surrender, you're allowing for your true self to come through, to have that true breakthrough, right? The flow, the shift, the change in lining comes with the surrendering, and also comes with acceptance. So we've often talked about acceptance, contentment with Santosha, one of our niyamas, and this kind of coincides with that, because to accept, there has to be some letting go. There has to be a little bit of that letting go. When we get to this point, this really subtle energy of surrendering to to God or the divine, that is a full on, I'm letting go. I'm gonna move away and let the divine do its magic. I'm gonna let the universe, the creator, step in and take this over. And it doesn't mean you do that and not work and not try at the thing, your life, your job, whatever project you're working on. What it means is you've given 100%, you've done all you can do, and you have to step back and allow the universe to then do its magic, to do their magic. That requires allowing for that flow, for that shift, for that change to occur, right? Change is inevitable, so that the alignment can then take place. That alignment of that oneness, of the energy being transmuted in your favor can happen. So a practice of devotion in Ishvarapranidhana is something that can be explored. That letting go and letting God can be explored. How can we do that in our lives where it is tangible, where we can see the manifestation of the divine truly work in our favor and in our lives? And to do that, the practice of devotion can be one of meditation, can be one of prayer, can be one of stillness, can be one of walking in nature, can be one with mindfulness in everything we do. So I love how Thich Nhat Hanh, the famous Buddhist monk, he meditates in everything that he does. Even when he speaks, this man is meditating. He's so present. He's so there. But one of his practices is to drink tea slowly. And when I say slowly, he has a small cup of tea and he's like, when you drink the tea, be with the tea. I know often when I'm drinking the tea, I'm just drinking and I'm working on something. But if you're drinking the tea and you're fully present, you're allowing all your five senses to savor the tea, the taste, the smell, the texture, the heat, the temperature of it, feeling the cup in your hands, all of these things that if we practice presence and we're letting go and we're really being present, because the other thing about letting go is not being in the past or the future, but just being in this moment allows us to really tap into the divine. And so therefore that surrendering, that letting go is much easier, I believe. So I have a question for you to consider Ishvarapranidhana in your life. How have you been clinging? How have you been clingy and clinging? How can you surrender to the divine, to that higher nature? How can you let go and let God more in your life? That's something to consider, especially as we go into this new year. So thank you so much for your time, for listening. If you've listened to all of these videos, my Yama and Niyama videos, I thank you so much. Comment below, let me know what else you'd like to hear. I am going to do some chakra videos soon, and I will be working on pranamaya energy. So pranamaya is one of the koshas or sheaths of the body. And in the pranamaya sheath is something called the vayus, the 5 vayus or 5 winds. So I actually want to explore that more as they relate to sleep and sleep deprivation. Since I have a business called Yoga to Sleep, I'm interested in everything dealing with sleep. And so I'm going to explore those more soon. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day.